So I actually recorded this video on a completely different topic. Like, it was called A Girl in Pain, and I rewatched the video and it was painful to watch because it was just sad. So I'm redoing this and I'm going to talk about something completely different. Yes, I am in my PJs right now and I am eating a bowl of cereal. It's cornflakes and it has almonds and dates in it, because who doesn't love eating cereal at 1 a.m. in the morning? I'm going to talk about one big reason why having different religions in a relationship is a bad idea. And maybe it's even like one of the biggest reasons why it's a bad idea. But first, I have some disclaimers. Okay, so I say that different religions can't work, but obviously like both people don't care about whatever religion they're in, then like that might work. But then again, you could say that they're both like agnostics or practicing agnostics. So like they technically are the same religion. But in this video, I'm talking about two people who believe and live as though their religion is the truth. So I want to start off this conversation by sharing a bit of my relationship history with you, just so you have some context as to like where my perspectives like and experiences are coming from. I definitely like don't intend to hurt anyone through this, but I think there are like valuable lessons that we can all learn from my past. Yeah, so I've never officially had a boyfriend, but I've been with two guys, sort of. I'll talk about the first one in this video. So this boy was a Hindu, and we didn't really get very far. Like, I actually hated him at the beginning, because, like, for several reasons. But then at some point, like, I guess I just fell in love with him. And this is probably sending a really bad message to, like, any guys who are watching there, because, like, saying that, like, if you chase a girl hard enough that you'll get her. But, like, I don't know, man, like, it just worked. Yeah, so with this guy, like, everything was in a rush, and we were just, like, I felt like we were perfect, and, like, he was the one, you know? Because, like, I felt like he understood me mentally and emotionally and physically. But we had one minor issue, and that was that we were different religions. And you'd think it's minor, right? So that's the first big mistake that I made, thinking that being different religions was a minor detail. But it's not. I thought it was minor because we both love to like talk about God. So like if we kept our talk general, like we could talk about supernatural things and about God. But once we went deeper into our spiritual beliefs, we realized that those beliefs led to completely different worldviews, and that led to completely different choices that we made in our lives. So the key point is our spiritual beliefs actually directly or indirectly dictated every single action that we took as human beings, whether we wanted to acknowledge it or not. So first, what do I mean by spiritual beliefs? I mean whether we believe that there's a God or not. So whether you believe that there's a God or not, it directly affects your worldview. What is a worldview? Ravi Zacharias, so I'm going to refer to him a lot in the coming weeks. Ravi Zacharias is a brilliant man. He is a Christian apologist. And as he puts it, a worldview basically answers the 4 questions of human origin, meaning, morality, and destiny. I'm going to give you a simple example from that past relationship of how our worldviews dictated our actions. So we were in love, and for example, like if he wanted to go partying or get high on like a given night, and I was opposed to doing drugs, then we had like a major problem. Although like he might have loved the idea of God, like if someone believes that God doesn't care about the way that you treat your body, then you're going to make a completely different decision than someone who believes that God is going to call us into account for every action that we do, or like the way that we treat our bodies. So he would be able to live his life in one way, but I couldn't, because I had a different standard for my life, because I knew that God was going to judge me for like every action that I made. And so that caused like a divide in the relationship, and it just added stress. Another simple example, like one of my friends is Catholic, and she's married to a non-practicing Hindu, and their family is divided because she's unable to raise her children in the church. even though she really wanted to, right? So even though they're married, it causes so much pain. And then, like, having the stress of, like, a division in the family because of moral issues, it causes a lot of pain. Even if you stay together, because your lives are emotionally and physically and mentally connected at that point. And if you decide to break up, like, that's also painful, whether you, like, have a family or if you don't. So I want you to remember that it's easy to fall in love, but it's painful to break up. So save yourself the pain. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a relationship, but I'm just saying to be analytical at the start of the relationship itself. Like, you might say, like, oh, that takes the fun out of it, but in the end, it's going to set you up for, like, a real connection with someone. At the end of your life, you want to be with someone that you truly connect with. So, like, you really need to think about whether the two of you are compatible, like, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Like, all 4 of these pillars need to be there, okay? So just to sum it up, I'm going to use Ravi Zacharias' words to describe why a relationship is not going to really, it's a bad idea when you have 2 different religions in it. So Ravi Zacharias says, let me just grab it. So he says that many people assume that religions are fundamentally the same and superficially different, but the exact opposite is true. Religions are superficially similar and fundamentally different. Going further, like applying this to relationships, your religion directly affects your worldview, and your worldview affects all your life choices. So before you let yourself fall in love with someone, do your homework and find out what exactly the person believes and how it's going to affect your life together. Pro tip. Alright, that's it for this video. Bye guys, see you soon.